Hi children, I wanted to read the story Tiddler to you today. I love this story, I absolutely love Tiddler. Tiddler is written by Julia Donaldson and the pictures, the illustrations are drawn by Axel Scheffler. And this book is fabulous, and as you can see from the front cover, it's all about a little fish called Tiddler. And it says, the title here is Tiddler, the storytelling fish. He's a storytelling fish. He goes and he tells stories. Just have a look at the front cover. I know we did talk about the front cover on Monday, and you wrote a list of things that you could see on the front cover, and then you were going to write a sentence about what you thought the story of Tiddler was all about. And I said, look on the front cover and see what interesting things you can see, apart from the sea creatures. And I said, did you notice the treasure chest? There's some things in the treasure chest over here. You see the treasure chest? There it is. And there's some coins, and there's a necklace and some gold. And then underneath there's the lobster. And I said, what do you notice the lobster's got in his hand? And it looks like a drawing. And I wondered whether or not the lobster had some sort of treasure map. I can see an octopus. I can see a seal. The seal looks like an older seal, doesn't it? It looks like he's got eyebrows and a moustache. I can see a seahorse, and then down the bottom there's some shells and some coral and a starfish. So I'm hoping you wrote all of those words when you were writing your list. Now in this story, like many of Julia Donaldson books, because she wrote the Gruffalo, you know the story, the Gruffalo, and in lots of her other stories, the Gruffalo is hidden somewhere in the book. Did you know that? So we're going to have a look while we're reading this story to see if we can find the Gruffalo. Okay. There's the title page, Tiddler. There's a crab this time. And there's Tiddler. Once there was a fish, and his name was Tiddler. He wasn't much to look at, with his plain grey scales, but Tiddler was a fish with a big imagination. He blew small bubbles, but he told tall tales. Sorry I'm late, I was riding on a seahorse. Sorry I'm late, I was flying with a ray. Sorry I'm late, I was diving with a dolphin. Tiddler told a different story every day. Let's move back so you can see. At 9 o'clock on Monday, Miss Skate called the register. Little Johnny Dory, yes, Miss Skate. Rabbitfish, yes, miss. Redfin, yes, miss. Tiddler? Tiddler? Tiddler's late. Sorry I'm late, I was swimming round a shipwreck. I swam into a treasure chest and someone closed the lid. I bashed and I thrashed till a mermaid let me out again. Oh, no, she didn't. Oh, yes, she did. It's only a story, said Rabbitfish and Redfin. Just a silly story, said Dragonfish and Dab. I like Tiddler's story, said little Johnny Dory, and he told it to his granny, who told it to a crab. 9 o'clock on Tuesday, Miss Skate called the register. Little Johnny Dory, yes, Miss Skate. Spiderfish, yes, miss. Sunfish, yes, miss. Tiddler? Tiddler? Tiddler's late. I'm sorry I'm late, miss. I set off really early, but on the way to school I was captured by a squid. I wriggled and I struggled till a turtle came and rescued me. Oh, no, he didn't. Oh, yes, he did. Do you believe Tiddler's stories? Do we think that's what happened to him on his way to school? It's only a story, said Spiderfish and Sunfish. Just a silly story, said Devilfish and Dace. I love Tiddler's story, said little Johnny Dory. He told it to his granny, who told it to a place. There's a place. Place is a flat fish. Who told it to a starfish, who told it to a seal, who told it to a lobster, who told it to an eel. They're sharing Tiddler's story. At 9 o'clock on Wednesday, Tiddler was dawdling, dreaming up a story, his tallest story yet. Lost inside his story, He didn't see the fishing boat. Uh-oh. He didn't hear the fisherman. He didn't spot... Oh, what hasn't he spotted? The net. Look, there's a fishing net. And there's Tiddler at the top. And he hasn't noticed, and all the fish are in the net. And there he is, swimming away. Oh, dear. Meanwhile, in the schoolroom, Miss Skate called the register. Little Johnny Dory. Yes, Miss Skate. Leopard fish. Yes, miss. Leaf fish. Yes, miss. Tiddler. Tiddler. Tiddler's late. 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, still no Tiddler. 12 o'clock lunchtime, where could he be? Far away the fishermen were hauling in their fishing net. Oh, look, can you see? There he is. This one's just a Tiddler. We'll throw him back to sea. Tiddler was lost in the middle of the ocean where strange lights glimmered. Look, all these strange fish at the bottom of the ocean. Really unusual looking, aren't they? And strange fish flew. Look, there's Tiddler and he's watching those flying fish. What's this? I said, didn't I? Keep an eye out. Look, there's a gruffalo fish. He swam around in circles. He shivered in the seaweed. But then he heard a story that he knew. So he was lost, but then he heard a story. Tiddler rode a seahorse. Tiddler met a mermaid. Tiddler met a turtle who saved him from a squid. Tiddler found a shipwreck. Tiddler found a treasure chest. Oh, no, he didn't. Oh, yes, he did. Tiddler peeped out and he saw a shoal of anchovies. Excuse me, can you tell me where you heard that tale? We heard it from the shrimp, but we don't know where she heard it. And they took him to the shrimp, who said, I heard it from the whale. I heard it from a herring. I heard it from an eel. I heard it from a lobster. I heard it from a seal. I heard it from a starfish. I heard it from a place. The place said, just a minute, don't I recognise your face? I'm Tiddler, said Tiddler. I'm tracking down my story. The place replied, I heard it from my neighbour, Granny Dory. 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, still no Tiddler. Nearly home time, where could he be? Just as the fishes were finishing their lesson, in swam Tiddler at 3:30. Oh, look, they look pleased to see him. Sorry I'm late, but I swam into a fishing net. I managed to escape and I swam away and hid. I was lost, I was scared, but a story led me home again. Oh, no, it didn't. Oh, yes, it did. It's just another story, said leopard fish and leaf fish. Just a silly story, said butterfish and blue. It isn't just a story, said little Johnny Dory. And he told it to a writer friend who wrote it down for you. Now this was Tiddler's story. Look at all the sea creatures. Do you know, I can see a sea creature that looks a little bit like the gruffalo again. It's not brown like the gruffalo. Can you spot it? Look here, he looks like the gruffalo. And this one, I thought, looked a bit like Stickman. I don't know if it's meant to be Stickman, but I thought that looked a bit like Stickman, which is another story that Julia Donaldson wrote. But that there definitely looks a bit like the gruffalo. And I love the story, Tiddler. It's got lots of really good rhyming words in it as well. So if you want to listen to the story again, play it again to see if you can hear the rhyming words. And that is the end.